Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, yet something invisible keeps holding you back? You set goals, make plans, and even try to stay positive, but somehow you keep ending up in the same emotional loop, tired, anxious, and unfulfilled. That invisible wall you keep hitting might not be bad luck or lack of discipline. It's a psychological trap that most people fall into without realizing, and it's quietly ruining their life. You see, this trap doesn't appear dangerous at first. In fact, it often feels productive. It's a constant need to control everything: your success, your relationships, your image, and even your emotions. Psychologists call it control trap, and it's one of the most exhausting mental prisons ever created. It starts small. You want everything to go perfectly, so you start planning every move, predicting every outcome, and overthinking every decision. You become hyper-aware of what others think, how you're perceived, and whether you're doing enough. But here's the truth. When your mind tries to control everything, it loses the ability to truly live. You stop flowing with life and start fighting against it. Every time you overthink, you send a signal to your brain that the world isn't safe unless you control it. That triggers your stress hormones, increases anxiety, and lowers creativity. You become stuck in survival mode, alert but exhausted, awake but never at peace. And the scariest part? You begin to mistake anxiety for ambition. You think you're working hard, when in reality, you're just trapped in mental chaos. This trap also ruins relationships. People who constantly try to control outcomes often struggle to trust others. They find it hard to let go, delegate, or open up emotionally. You might even push people away without realizing it. Not because you don't care, but because you fear losing control. Over time, that fear turns into loneliness, frustration, and burnout. But there's hope, because awareness is the first step out of any trap. Once you recognize that your brain's obsession with control is a form of fear, you can start changing how you respond. Start by asking yourself one powerful question. What am I afraid will happen if I don't control this? Most of the time, the answer reveals a deeper insecurity: fear of failure, rejection, or uncertainty. When you stop resisting uncertainty, life becomes lighter. You don't have to control everything. You just need to respond consciously. Focus on what you can influence and let go of what you can't. The moment you stop fighting reality, peace begins to return. Remember this: the happiest, most successful people aren't those who control life perfectly. They're the ones who flow with it. They understand that chaos is part of growth and uncertainty is part of freedom. So stop micromanaging your life. Trust the process, trust yourself, and let things unfold naturally. Because sometimes losing control is exactly how you find your balance again.